Hi, welcome back to my channel. On my Instagram I did this look. This was actually using the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. Today I'm going to use my Urban Decay Vice Reloaded palette. If you haven't already seen my review on this palette, I'll link it down below. Inside some colours that I wouldn't necessarily ordinarily use. So I thought I'd go for a kind of greeny blue colour and try and make some use of those. While I have primed my skin, I've moisturised and put a primer on. I'm not going to put any foundation on until afterwards, which really does mean you can use any kind of eyeshadows if they're going to fall out. It doesn't matter, we're going to clean it up. So first let's prep the eye just to make sure everything sticks in place. So I'm going to use my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. I'm just going to take quite a fluffy crease brush. This is the Zoeva Luxe Crease and it's quite long, so that means that as we're blending the brush is going to bend, it's going to diffuse the colour quite well. So I'm going to start with Suspend here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make sure that when my eye is completely open, the line I'm creating is visible above my eye. It may not be the same for both eyes, that's perfectly normal. Rather than bring it into where my actual eye finishes, I'm just going to bring it out ever so slightly and follow my brow bone. I'm just doing lots of backwards and forwards motions. With the same brush, I'm going to go in with Misdemeanor. Dab it in. I'm going to start in the outer corner here. I'm just going to basically go over that exact same line. You can see that line's becoming more and more defined now. I'm going to just add a little bit of mildew again with the same brush. And again, I'm going to focus this more on the outer corner. And it is a lot of repetitive back and forward, back and forward. This is the Sigma E40 tapered blending brush. And I never use this to dip into product, I only ever use this to blend out. And what you can do is just run the brush over the colour and slowly drag it up. And this is just going to diffuse the transition between colour and no colour. So I've got a brush here, Zoeva 238 Luxe Precision Shader. As you can see, it's a very, very tiny tip compared to, for example, what we have been using on the eye. Real Techniques Details brush. The Zoeva one is slightly shorter, but either of these would work fine. So we're going to take a full coverage concealer. I'm using the MAC Pro Longwear. Dip into that with your brush. We're going to carve out the shape of our lid and we're going to start right in the centre there. And that's fine, but if you open your eye, you're not going to see it. So you really want to bring it up just to about here. At the very, very end, we'll do a eyeliner wing, so you want to flick it up at the end. Once you've finished, you want to make sure that you used your first eye as a guide and try to be symmetrical. But as I said, you may find that your eyes aren't the exact same shape like mine. And much like eyebrows, eyelids are sisters, not twins. So the next thing you're going to want to do is get a nice big flat brush like this. You can use the same brush that you used with the concealer if you want, it's just going to take a little bit longer. I'm using the Sigma E60 large shader and I'm going to pick up my Acid Rain shade. I'm going to start to pack it onto the lid. The Zoeva 230 Luxe pencil or the Sigma E30 pencil, Misdemeanor, and you just want to pick it up just on the very tip and you can just really gently run this along the line. I'm going to take the same fluffy brush that we did the crease work with, and I'm going to pick up a really small amount of mildew that we used in the crease. I'm just going to lightly brush it over the corner. And so again, now you could, if you wanted to, run your pencil brush back over the line just to make sure that you haven't diffused it too much. Okay, so I've put my foundation on, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the method of putting your eyeliner on. I'm going to see where that line is and then basically go just underneath it and then meet that with my lash line. And so there's our wing, it lines up with it, and we can just draw that over the rest of our eyeline now. So there it is when you've got your eye open, and when you've got your eye closed, your eyeliner basically follows the line of the cut crease, which looks really cool. And my problem is my wings, they are never ever completely symmetrical. It's just one of life's great mysteries. They're never going to be exact. Okay, so now we're going to go in with concealing under the eyes. So usually I would just apply it like this. However, we need to be a bit more precise this time and follow the line up. Get my precise brush again and just follow the line of your wing. I always recommend setting my concealer, so I'm just going to use some setting powder now. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do shadow-wise to tie this look all together is to put some colour underneath my lower lash line. This is the Zoeva 231 Luxe Petite Crease. I'm going to use this misdemeanor colour that we used in my crease. Go in with a bigger brush, you can use the one that you were using in the crease before. Use Laced, it's more of a nude skin colour, and just dust this kind of out underneath it. And that will really blend it out. As you can see, it just makes this eye look a little bit bigger. It's smoked out the bottom, and the difference is quite dramatic just from that small slick of colour underneath the eye. I'm going to go into my palette Road Stripe. It's a nice white colour, but it's got blue shimmer to it. My detailer brush is usually the one I use. Go in the V where your tear duct is. And that's just going to open up your eyes a little bit. If you get a brush, I like to use, this is the 325 Luxe Brow Light, and it's kind of like a really flat, long, narrow brush. I'm going to use Anonymous here in the corner. It's like a highlighting skin colour, and just run it above the colour that you've got to highlight your brow bone. Okay, so I've done the rest of my makeup, done my eyebrows, and so now I'm just going to finish it off with mascara. I'm going to go with my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. This has very quickly become my favourite. The difference it makes in opening up my eyes. So just do the other eye. And there you have it.